Hello Helldivers, welcome back. It's your boy Fate, and today is a glorious day in the world of Helldivers 2. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we can officially say we are back for now. Because let's be honest, over the last couple of months, it felt like the community was stuck in one giant cycle. Arrowhead releases an update, everybody gets excited, something doesn't land perfectly, and the community panics. People start saying the game is dead, then Arrowhead drops another update and suddenly everybody loves the game again. It's honestly become one of the funniest parts of being a Helldiver player. One week we're saying the game is finished, the next week we're saying it's the greatest co-op shooter ever made, and after this latest June update, I think we're firmly back in the we're so back category. Now don't get me wrong, the game still has issues, there are still things that need to be improved, and we're going to talk about that later in the video. But for the first time in a while, it feels like Arrowhead delivered an update that was focused on making players feel stronger and making the game more fun, and honestly that's exactly what Helldivers 2 needed right now. So today we're talking about the new biome, the massive buffs, the delayed war bond, why I think progression is still the biggest issue in the game, and finally my wish list for the upcoming Warhammer 40k collaboration. Now let's get into it. The first up, we talk about the new fall biome. Now I know some people looked at it and immediately said that's it, and honestly I understand where they're coming from. It's not some crazy lava world, it's not a giant city biome, it's not a hive world, it's not a completely game-changing environment. But here's the thing, not every update needs to completely reinvent the game. Sometimes we just need variety, and that's exactly what this biome brings. One of the biggest strengths Helldivers 2 has always had that you're fighting across a whole entire galaxy, but over time you spent hundreds of hours on similar looking planets. That feeling starts to fade a little bit. The new fall biome helps solve that problem. The orange leaves, the autumn atmosphere, the different colors, the overall aesthetic. I just want a galaxy that feels more alive, and right now it does because of a lot of the biomes we have. We have snow worlds, we have volcanic worlds, we have some giant jungle planets, we even have hive worlds, and we got Cyberstan like planets where we have giant industrial cities. And I want completely destroyed war-torn planets. The more variety we have, the longer the game stays fresh. So while the fall biome isn't my favorite biome in the game, I still consider it a win because more variety is always a good thing. Now let's talk about the best part of this update, the buffs. And ladies and gentlemen, Arrowhead absolutely cooked. Now let's start with the vehicles. For a long time, vehicles have not felt good. They're not quite as powerful as they should. When I call down an exosuit, I want to feel like a walking tank. When I call down a bastion tank, I want enemies to fear me. Instead, there are times where it felt like enemies could tear through these vehicles much faster than they should. And that's changing right now. Arrowhead reduced the durable damage enemies deal against vehicles, meaning our tanks and mechs can survive much longer than before. And honestly, it's about time, because one of the coolest moments in Helldivers is when you're sitting inside a giant armored machine while everything around you is exploding. That fantasy only works if the vehicle actually feels powerful. And now when I call down a mech, I feel like I'm bringing serious firepower to the battlefield, not something that's going to explode in 5 minutes. The bastion tank also benefits heavily from these changes, and that's a huge deal because tanks should feel like tanks. They should be terrifying, they should be durable, and they should make you feel like you're rolling across the battlefield with absolute authority. And now we're finally getting closer to that vision. But the buffs don't stop there. Arrowhead has also reduced the cooldown for our exosuits, which means we're going to see a lot more mechs on the battlefield. And honestly, that's fantastic, because let's face it, mechs are fun, tanks are fun, and that's it. Sometimes game balance discussions get so complicated that we forget one simple thing: fun matters. And the mechs are incredibly fun. Dropping into a mission and seeing multiple exosuits stomping through enemy lines feels awesome. The more opportunities players have to experience that, the better. I fully expect to see way more mech gameplay over the next few weeks, and I couldn't be happier about it. Now let's talk about something I wasn't expecting, which were the sentry buffs. Arrowhead doubled the health of sentry turrets, 100% health increase, and that's really massive. As somebody who uses sentries all the time, this might actually be one of my favorite changes in the entire update. Because one of the most frustrating things about sentries was watching them get destroyed almost immediately after deploying them. You spend a stratagem slot, call it down, It starts firing, and then 5 seconds later, it's gone. Now they can actually survive long enough to make a real impact, which means defensive loadouts just got a lot more viable. Maybe we're finally entering the age of sentry builds. Okay, maybe not entirely a sentry build, but I'm definitely going to be experimenting with them a lot more. Now let's move on to the orbital stratagem buffs, because holy democracy, these are good. The orbital rail cannon strike got buffed, which is insane because it is my favorite stratagem. The 380 HE barrage also got buffed, which is insane. It was already strong. And the 120 HE barrage also got buffed, which is also insane. The walking barrage, I don't really use it, but it also got buffed, so I might use it. The orbital precision strike got buffed, which is like the rail cannon strike, but you can release it anywhere you want, which I might have to try a lot more. Also, surprisingly, the sieve artillery got buffed, which I might have to try even more and test it even longer. Basically, everything is getting stronger, and I love it because Helldivers is at its best when things are exploding. The game is literally about dropping overwhelming firepower into your enemies, so when stratagems feel stronger, the entire game feels better. And I'm not going to spend 10 minutes reading patch notes and damage values. The important thing is simple, more explosions, more destruction, or dead enemies. That's what I like to see. Another exciting addition coming to Helldivers 2 is the introduction to two brand new FRVs. One is the Supply FRV and the Flame FRV. While neither vehicle has officially joined the battlefield just yet, they're widely expected to arrive through a future galactic campaign or a major order reward. And the Supply FRV is built entirely around keeping your squad in the fight. Mounted on the back is a massive supply pack capable of providing 8 full resupplies, giving your team fresh ammunition, grenades, and stims without having to constantly call down a resupply stratagem. On top of that, the vehicle features an automatic Liberator machine gun turret mounted on the top of the roof that will engage nearby enemies on its own, while providing covering fire while your squad pushes objectives or retreats from overwhelming forces. It also has potential to become one of the best support vehicles in the game, especially during long missions where resources start to run dry. Then there's the Flame FRV, which trades the standard machine gun for a devastating flamethrower turret. Instead of mowing down enemies with bullets, this variant baits entire hordes in fire, making it perfect for bug swarms and close range crowd control. Combined with the FRV's speed, it looks like the perfect vehicle for driving through the enemy lines while leaving nothing but burning terminates in your wake. Although Arrowhead hasn't officially announced when these vehicles will be unlocked, all signs point toward them being tied to an upcoming community objective. If that's the case, Helldivers will soon have even more ways to spread their managed democracy, whether that's keeping their squad fully supplied or turning to the battlefield into an inferno. Now let's talk about the delayed war bond, because I know some people are disappointed. Personally, I'm completely fine with it. If Arrowhead needs extra time to make the war bond launch in a good state, then take the extra time. I would much rather wait a few weeks than get a broken launch. And let's be honest, we've seen enough live service games rush content out the door. Usually it doesn't end well. And if developers want extra time to make sure the weapons are balanced and the armor passives actually work correctly, I mean, that's a good thing. That's a sign they're trying to improve quality, and quality is something Helldivers 2 absolutely needs moving forward. Now let's talk about the biggest issue in Helldivers 2. I know it's not balance, it's not the Illuminate, it's not bugs, it's progression, or more accurately, the lack of progression. Back when the game launched, I was addicted to collecting samples. Every mission mattered, every upgrade mattered. I always had something to chase. Now, not so much. Once you unlocked everything and completed the latest war bond, there's not a whole lot left to work towards, and that's a huge problem because progression gives players purpose. It's the reason people keep coming back. It's the reason people log in every day. I've heard that the level cap might increase to level 300, and honestly, that's cool and all, but I don't care unless those levels actually mean something. Give us rewards, give us exclusive cosmetics, give us special armor, give us titles, give us capes, give us weapon skins, give us something, because right now hitting a higher level doesn't really feel meaningful, and that's a missed opportunity. I think Helldivers 2 needs a long-term progression system that keeps player engaged even after they've unlocked everything. Because if Arrowhead can solve that problem, I genuinely think the game could reach another level. Now here's my hot take. Some Helldivers players seriously need to take a break. I'm not even trying to be rude, but I'm really serious. I see people saying they hate the game, that the game is terrible, that Arrowhead ruined everything, and when I found out that they played the game for 1,500 hours, brother, like, take a vacation, play something else. Go outside, maybe play Space Marine 2 or Destiny 2, play literally anything. I've been playing Destiny 2 and Space Marine 2 for the past weeks. Like, I haven't updated a Helldivers 2 video in literally like 3 weeks. I take breaks from Helldivers all the time. One week I'm making Helldivers videos, the next week I'm playing another game, and you know what happens? I come back excited to play Helldivers again. Burnout is real. The more you force yourself to play the game, the more likely you are to start hating it. That's true for every game, not just Helldivers. And while Arrowhead absolutely has things they need to improve, I think some members of the community would just enjoy the game a lot more if they simply took a break every now and then. Finally, let's talk about the upcoming Warhammer 40k collaboration. And ladies and gents, please give us the Imperial Guardsmen. That's all I'm asking for. I know everybody wants Space Marines, I get it, Space Marines are cool, but Helldivers aren't Space Marines. They're expendable soldiers fighting impossible odds. That's basically the Imperial Guard. Give us KD armor sets, give us last guns, give me a bolt gun, give me some Imperial Guard inspired cosmetics, and I would throw money at my screen. I think the Imperial Guards fit Helldivers way better than Space Marines ever could. The regular soldiers surviving against overwhelming threats. That's literally Helldivers. So Arrowhead, if you're listening, give me the Imperial Guards, please. But that's going to be it for today's video. Overall, I think this June update is a huge step in the right direction. The new biome adds variety. The vehicle buffs are fantastic. The stratagem buffs are insane. And the sentry buffs are very surprising. And for the first time in a while, it feels like Arrowhead is focusing on making players stronger rather than weaker. Now they just need to tackle progression, and that's pretty much it. Because if you can solve that issue, I generally believe Helldivers 2 could be one of the biggest comebacks yet. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think Helldivers 2 is officially back? What do you want added next? And what do you want to see from the Warhammer 40k collaboration? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. This is Fate, and I'll see you guys in the next drop. Or Super Earth.
She for the streets. Got green rocks, Frankenstein. Makes sense and none at the same time. You MC squared, I'm Einstein. I'm the new Johnny Cash, well, waterline.